I understand you to mean that it will be a more or less a product-oriented approach. In other words, get something tangible that you can see rather than simply increase the membership of the chamber.
This is our full intent. Now, a chamber organization obviously must have broad participation, and as a community organization, we are of course vitally concerned that we maintain a membership program. We're not at all suggesting that we're no longer going to sell memberships to the chamber. I think this is important. This is part of the broad base from which we operate.
About the quality of life question, is the chamber addressing itself to this problem?
This is a particular difficult one for us in terms of the new approach, if that's what it's called. It's difficult to assess a specific value or a specific profit in terms of environmental control and quality of life and the aesthetics of urban living. We feel that this is vital, and frankly we're searching for ways which we can fit into this, which will bring our membership into a perspective which will help them work with these problems as we know they have to be worked with.
What kind of a stance would you take along these lines if, say, for instance, the sign question, which arose in Dallas, arose in Fort Worth, where you have business and industry supporting a less restrictive sign ordinance and the so-called people supporting the city-drawn recommended ordinance? Would the chamber take a position here as it did in Dallas?
This, of course, is a difficult question without the specifics of the issue, but the process we would use in deciding whether to take a stand would be to learn as much about the issues and the controversy as we can, and then with our executive committee to determine if this is an area in which the benefit of the community as a whole, as well as its business and industry, is involved, and as such should we have a voice. We may well decide in certain issues that these are particular special interest issues which probably as a chamber representing the entire business community we should not become involved in. Or we may decide with the executive committee that this is indeed important to a large part of our membership and should have a position and active participation in it by the chamber as an organization. So the issue would have to be identified in each case, and we want to be sure that the policy-making group of the chamber knows what those issues are so that they can make a decision as to our involvement.
What if there wasn't a Chamber of Commerce in Fort Worth? What would be missing?
Well, of course, in urban living today, both in terms of people and business and industry and the work and the play aspect of urban living, there are all kinds of things going around us from the outside which are going to affect our way of living and how we do things. I have no doubt in my mind that Fort Worth is going to grow and prosper with or without a chamber organization. The question is, what can we do to be sure that we can put our own house in order so that we can not just react to what is going on from the outside and pressing in on us, but that we can put our own house in order and use it to the best advantage. This in itself says to us that we need to have organizations working within the community to do just this in all fields. And certainly the chamber, a Chamber of Commerce, represents such an in-house organization for the community in which to keep its own house in order.